The Cleveland Browns are a joke of an organization, and this whole Shedeur Sanders thing has just turned into a fiasco. It's just wild and crazy. I don't understand what I just saw. You know, you have the rookie, he's playing his second game. I don't like the game plan. I think, in my opinion, I think Stefanski is trying to sabotage him. From the time he was drafted into the league, there's been problems, right? So now you have Judy, who was drafted 2020, number 15 in the draft out of Alabama. He was highly touted. He was supposed to be that dude, and he hasn't lived up to anything. He's been just a guy or a bum. He's on the sideline trying to show up Shedeur instead of trying to encourage him because Shedeur's having a bad game. Mind you, he's a rookie playing his second game of his career. Like, this whole thing is a joke. Now, I didn't see him do that to Dillon Gabriel, but y'all remember when he had an issue with Steve Smith, right? Y'all remember this?
Yeah. Broncos wide receiver Judy was walking by, and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys that maybe have not showed up in a way or in a manner. And so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy.
Just a guy.
And so when I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb and Bucky, was ninja.
Ninja?
Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Judy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3.
So people were starting to get at Judy for that foolishness that he did on the sideline. There's one guy posted, Shedeur Sanders has 2 starts. In those 2 starts, Judy has 4 catches, 2 drop passes, and 1 fumble. Through 8 games with Dillon Gabriel and Joe Flacco, Judy had 28 catches with 8 drops and a lousy 2.8 catches per game average. And this is how he disrespects his QB. Man, and listen, it gets crazy because, you know, he has some missed throws. I thought that he held on to the ball too long. I thought, the play calling, sucked, and they didn't open up the playbook. They was doing a lot of runs and a lot of calling a lot of screen passes and dinks and dumps. And when it wasn't nothing there, I just felt like Shedeur held on the ball too long. But I think he'll get that out the longer he plays, the longer he gets used to the timing and the speed of the game. But when you look at Judy, you can see Judy dropping passes, and he catch a pass, and then he has no field awareness. He just completely fumbles, right? The guys just come and knock and strips the ball away from him. But then you on the sideline trying to show up your rookie quarterback, talking trash. I mean, all this stuff is foolishness, right? So one thing that I'm noticing, even with these reporters, they're doing everything that they can do possibly to trip Shedeur up. And I think, he's been groomed and trained for this, so he knows how to answer questions. Because, in the press conference, they asked this question.
What did you see on those 4th and 1, those 2 4th and 1s that didn't work? And did you like Kevin having the aggressiveness there, even backed up in your territory?
I mean, first, that's a rude question to ask. If I think, it was a great call by my coach,
Do you like the aggression? Do you like the call? Do you like?
I like being out there playing. so whatever that comes with, it comes with. We're not gonna be here and ever point finger at no coach or do anything.
So they've been trying to get at him and trap him all week, asking him these crazy questions about his coach, and he's handling it like a true pro, like a true professional. And he was saying, like, that's a crazy question. Why would you even ask me something like that? That's just so unprofessional. But again, when they have agendas, right? And you can clearly see the agenda that's in play. He's answering everything in the manner in which he should answer it. So I like his poise. I just think that, like I said, I know everything is sped up now. They expect, the expectations. They want things instantaneous. But in the NFL, especially playing a quarterback position, it takes time. He's going to have to get his timing down with those receivers. To me, I like the running game that they got, but I'm not a big fan of that offensive line. I'm not a big fan of the receivers that he has, right, to throw the ball to, especially as a young guy. So, I mean, it's going to take some time. But Ancho and James Jones on the Speakeasy podcast, they also spoke to this, and they called Jerry Jeudy out for his foolishness.
Completely unacceptable by Jerry Jeudy. Completely unacceptable for several reasons. Number one, Judy, you the one that fumbled that play last week versus the Raiders, and Shedeur didn't come at you. You the one that had that 39-yard play. Should have been Shedeur's second, if not his biggest play of the day, had you made somebody miss. But instead, you start dancing in the open field, force fumble. Shedeur don't come at you yelling and whatnot. Now, I don't know the type of friendship or connection they have off the field, so maybe they both have a mutual level of respect. But on the field with the cameras on, Judy, now's not the time, and that sure as hell ain't the place. That's the rookie in his second start just trying to get right. You, in that moment, are not helping Shedeur Sanders get right. You, in that moment, are just adding more chaos to one of the most chaotic situations one can exist in, which is an NFL sideline in the midst of battle while you are losing. So, Judy, you the 6-7-year vet. You play for multiple teams, multiple coaches. Judy, you're the one that should be on the sideline and be like, hey, I got you, Q. Hey, I got you, Q. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, next time, maybe just think about this. Hey, think about that. Why in the world does the rookie have more poise than the vet? That makes no sense. Why does Shedeur Sanders in that moment have more poise than Jerry Jeudy? Yeah. Judy, you should be teaching Shedeur. Shedeur shouldn't be the one teaching you in that moment. And James Jones said something perfectly. If Shedeur would have met Judy where Judy was at, that's an eruption. That is a sideline eruption. Because Judy doing... Judy doing all that. What you doing all the gyrating for? You feel me? Like, Judy was doing too much. Shout out to Shedeur for maintaining his composure. Again, they might be friends outside of that. It's the heat of battle. I get all that. So I'm not going to sit here and act like there's not a friendship that might exist there. I do think they are friends. I just didn't like how it looked.
And I agree. I'm not saying they beefing in the locker room or none of that. But, this one hits home for me because, like I said, I played with a rookie quarterback in Derek Carr. And the main thing I was trying to do for DC, if I seen some plays, I would let DC know, like, hey, bro, I know what you're looking at. Just trust me, though, dog. Throw it over there. I got you. I'll make the play. I never was clapping in DC face. I know it's a bunch of stuff moving for DC right now. Got to declare the mic. Got to pick up this protection. If they bring in a different blitz, he got to do that. On top of that, hey, you might be getting pressure. Got to step up in the... All this stuff is happening for a quarterback, and you are a rookie. All I'm doing as a vet is, they ain't cover two, this my route. They ain't cover, you know what I mean? So it's some of these plays that you are not going to have on time. The young quarterback is not going to get the ball out. The best thing you can do is go over there to him and be like, bro, hey, what you seeing, man? Yeah. Hey, what I'm seeing is they ain't cover 4. Yeah. All right, they was in cover 4. They was in man-to-man on both of the last 2 third downs. Hey, let's do this. But you coming over there clapping and all, like, for Shedeur to stand up, that stand-up is like, all right, bro, you doing too much and you disrespecting me. Now, rookie or not. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he start pointing at the tablet and all that. Come on, man. He a rookie, man.
Rome, can we see it again? If y'all can. If not, it's fine. But I want to see the Shedeur-Jeudy interaction again. Like,
look, chilling. He pointing at he looking at the tablet.
As a rookie, he's getting a crash course of understanding that wide receivers could be divas. When they feel like they're not getting the ball in the manner in which they should get them, when they running these routes and they feel like they was open, the wide receiver didn't see him. But I'm very, very disappointed in Jerry Jeudy and what he's done. He's been on multiple teams. He's been a failure in the league based off of where he was drafted, right? And what and what he was highly touted, what he was supposed to be. He hasn't reached that status, not even close, right? He's not T.O. When we saw years back. With T.O. and Donovan McNabb on the sideline when he wanted the ball. It's just so many receivers, with that diva mentality. They want the ball. Give me the ball. I'm always open, right? And that's just the mentality. But as time goes on, he's going to learn. Like I said, he doesn't have a lot to throw the ball to. The offensive line sucks. He's running for his life damn near every snap, every time he drops back. So you know, he has a lot on his plate, man. A lot on his plate coming into Cleveland. And there's been, I don't know, outside of Bernie Kosar, when has the Cleveland Browns had a successful quarterback? A lot of quarterbacks that's left Cleveland went to other teams and was able to resume their careers. But playing in Cleveland is just like a graveyard, man. So for him to have to endure all the things that he's enduring, man, you know, he was built for this. He's mentally strong. And I just hope that he can sustain himself, man, and become the best version of himself. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this. Because I'm sure that Jason Fatlocks and all of them, they can't wait to get out and talk down on him and call him a failure and just say anything negative that they can say about him. But y'all let me know what y'all think. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.